Mrs. Davis?
Here.
Mr. Forrester?
Here.
Mr. McCarthy?
Here.
Mrs. Morgan? Here. Mr. Hackett?
Here.
Ms. Swan.
The March 28, 2011 meeting of the Spring Lake Heights Board of Education is called to order. Advance notice of this meeting was published in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, PL 1975, C231. And notices were forwarded to the co-star, the Asbury Park Press, and board members who have been posted where required. Time may be allotted for public comment at this meeting. Each speaker may be allotted a limited time to be recognized by the presiding officer. Individuals wishing to address the board shall be recognized by the presiding officer and shall give their names, address, and info, if any, that they represent. Although the board encourages public participation, it reserves the right, through its presiding officer, to terminate remarks to and or by any individual not in keeping with the conduct of a proper and efficient meeting. The board will not, during the public portion of this meeting, discuss matters involving employment, appointment, termination of employment, negotiations, terms and conditions of employment, evaluation of the performance of promotion or discipline of any specific or prospective or current employee. We are going to start our meeting with the presentation of the 2011-2012 budget. And I will pass it on to, are we going to have public participation before the
All right, let me begin about with the budget. Thank you all first for coming to learn more about our tentative school budget. And as you'll see, it's taken us many months to put together. The board's worked very hard, met several times to refine it, and we'd like to present our budget for you tonight. Okay? Spring Lake Heights School has accomplished a great many things this year, as in the past. The community should be very proud of all of these achievements as they directly reflect on the community and its value. As you can see, the process for determining a budget starts early in the previous school year. We meet with staff, attend professional meetings, and keep up on the latest research to determine what we need to provide the best learning opportunities for your children. In January, we begin to put it all down on paper and come up with specific dollar amounts for each line item. However, the process goes through many reviews by the board before it's presented to the County Department of Education for approval. Tonight is our public hearing, and on April 27th, the community has the opportunity to vote on the budget. This year, because of religious holidays and vacations, the State Department of Education has determined that the election will be held on the last Wednesday of April. As we sit down and discuss the financial needs of providing a strong education for your students, we take into consideration the constraining factors as well. The effect of the economy plays a constant role in this process, as we have to balance the impact on education versus the impact of the residents. Please keep in mind that a little over 90% of our budget goes towards either state and federal or federal mandated programs or our contractually fixed expenditures. As you'll see in a later slide, only 3.6% of the entire budget is set aside for things like supplies and materials or unexpected expenditures. Mandates like special education, especially out-of-district students who need specialized schools, take a huge chunk of the budget. Please remember that we pay tuition for high school students. As residents of SLH, we're responsible to pay their educational fees to a public school, whether it be Madison High School or one of the academic or career-oriented county vocational schools. Transportation is also included in that if a child is eligible. The board and administration are very much aware of responsible spending. We have done an exemplary job in maintaining programs at a minimum of cost to the taxpayer. Again, as you see in a later slide, school-related organizations help us keep programs that otherwise would be lost if included in the school budget.
The school budget is composed of revenue and appropriations. The revenue, there are several sources of revenue that Spring Lake Heights has. One is fund balance, which is basically the school district savings account that is allocated towards the budget in the following year. This year, $68,034 is allocated towards the budget. Tuition, we are taking in tuition students. We have a projected 7 tuition students next year. The total revenue from that is $31,150. The local tax levy is $7,061,286, which is obviously the largest supporter of the budget. Miscellaneous revenue, which is interest, agreements with other districts, is $33,500. We also are receiving money from EdJobs. It's a one-time federal grant, $16,000, and our state aid is projected at $190,155. So although the state talks about state aid, even with the combination of EdJobs and state aid, it only represents about 2.79% of our budget. That is an increase from last year. Last year, the state aid was $116,884. So we have seen an increase in state aid, but we have no idea whether that is permanent or temporary. It varies year to year. In the operating budget, the majority of our budget, as we've discussed already, is fixed costs. Salaries, $2,864,368, or 38.71% of the budget. Tuition, $2,739,737, or 37.02% of the budget. Benefits, $741,492, or 10.02% of the budget. Transportation, $327,420, 4.42% of the budget. Operations and maintenance, just like your home, we have gas bills, electric bills. This year, we're taking on a new bill, water sewer bill. We don't, okay. Well, we have a water meter that was put in this year. Right. And that would be 6.22% of the budget. And as you can see, there's only a little over 3.61% left for other incidentals that a district needs. To give you a better idea of where our money goes, if you look at the next slide, you can see, again, that we are a very labor-intensive industry, so the majority of the money goes between salary, benefits, and tuition because of our students, our relationship with Manasquan, and the money that goes to Manasquan. Also for outside placements, if we have students that are handicapped or have special needs, they are sent outside the district, and we are paying those placements as well. We pay for full-time vocational school, part-time vocational school, depending on where the students are placed, for the Spring Lake Heights residents.
In order to keep outlay down as much as possible, we've put into place several cost containment measures. Shared services. I hold the position of principal as well as superintendent. I also serve as supervisor of facilities, overseeing the custodians, both full and part-time, and the maintenance of the building. We share professional development fees with other schools in the county, including ascending schools, as well as Hazlitt, Bradley Beach, Atlantic Highlands, etc. This allows us to provide strong professional development to our staff while cutting the costs because we're sharing with other districts. In the same vein, we share resources. Testing materials and equipment can be very expensive. When you only have to administer a test to one student and the cost of materials is over $300, it doesn't make sense not to share these items. We initiated a summer rental program last year with Camp Excel. Everyone involved, parents, recreation, staff, and the camp director, all agreed that it worked out beautifully, and they've contracted to have the camp here again this summer. In fact, they've increased the number of days that they're using the school because they're now using it on Saturdays as well. We continue to advertise for non-resident tuition students. Currently, we have 9 students and expect to continue with 7 for next year. These students do not cost the district anything. They actually increase our student enrollment and take up an empty seat in a classroom. They do not receive any additional services and only contribute to the school as a whole. 2 years ago, we changed to a new contracted food service. Mascio's provides a federally approved, nutritious lunch to our students at a reasonable fee. Last year, we made over $25,000 in profit by making this switch. This money, by law, can only be used to repair or purchase materials for the cafeteria, so we cannot apply that directly into the budget. But today, we found out that our stove is on its last legs. It was an original stove that was here well before the construction to the new sections of the building, and that will cost us approximately $7,000. However, it doesn't have to come out of the general budget, it will be coming out of the cafeteria budget.
We also participate in ACES, which is for electric and gas. It's a bidding process that's done with multiple districts, and it does save the district money. We have a shared VA, that would be me. I work in Manasquan as well as Spring Lake Heights, and we participate in E-rates where we save money on telephones and electric, telephones and internet. We receive rebates on our telephones and internet service. We also made a change this year in our internet service and have had a significant savings in that new agreement.
The community plays a large part in what we're able to offer the students. PTA, the foundation, the booster club, and private contributions. Without these three groups, we would not be able to offer students a well-rounded education. Parents, whether members of the PTA, the foundation, the booster club, or individually, pick up the slack, saving the community and taxpayer thousands of dollars. And we're truly grateful for the help of all of these organizations and hope that they'll be able to continue with your support and generosity to the school. As you can see, the school doesn't have to pay for field trips. PTA picks up the buses for that. Assemblies are paid for by the PTA. Holiday parties, book fairs, field days, and other school functions all come under the generosity of the PTA. The foundation has helped us upgrade our technology by buying new smart boards, new student response systems, by supporting the Gifted and Talented program and supporting selected clubs. The Booster Club pays for team uniforms, the Rutgers Science Bus, and other selected clubs. And then we have private contributions where science equipment has been purchased through donations from